Today we'll be discussing how to use vertical and horizontal objects and extension objects in our dashboards. Other objects we have already discussed in our previous videos. Now look over here onto my dashboard. I'll take it to the presentation mode using either I can use F7 or I can use that key, the key on the toolbar. I'll press escape. I'll show you again. Either I can use this button to go to the presentation mode, or I can do F7 and it will take me to the presentation mode. Now over here you will see when I'll change the category values, the size of this graph will dynamically change, and to adjust the entire view of the dashboard over here, the size of this visualization will also change. So based on the available values on the graphs, the visualization, the graph sizes will also change. So supposedly over here, instead of seeing the cumulative sales corresponding to all the categories, let me see only corresponding to of furniture and technology. So you'll see over here, corresponding to the selections I made, the size of this table got reduced, and correspondingly the extra space available due to the reduction of the size of this table, this graph increased its size to auto adjust to the entire view of the dashboard. Similarly, when I would like to see only related to technology, I'll select only technology. Now you will see the lower table is showing me the details only for the technology category, and this graph has increased its size. So in this way, these graphs are auto adjusting their size based on the available space on the dashboard. Usually this doesn't happen. Usually when you just drag and drop your worksheets on the dashboard, they remain confined to their visualization boundaries. They don't have the capability to auto adjust themselves, and to add such a capability we have to use vertical or horizontal objects. So let me escape this presentation mode. Let me show you in a plain manner. If I will right now, I was showing you when I had used this vertical object. If I don't use this vertical object and directly place these graphs, I will tell you how it looks. So right now I am just placing this graph over here. Okay, and just a second. First of all, I have to select all the categories over here. Okay, now I'll just remove this one. Yeah, now I'll create a dashboard for you guys from scratch. I'll change it to floating. I'll bring the cumulative sales over here. Let me make it confined, like let me give it a particular space. So this graph will be shown in this particular space. Okay, now let me increase the size a bit. This is how the graph will look like. Now let me place this table over here. I am getting this table over here. Again, since it's floating by default, so the graph is coming in the normal shape. I'll have to adjust the graph. I'll have to set the dimensions of the graphs. Okay, so this is how the graph is looking over here. And let me add a filter over here. Supposedly I'll add a category filter over here. Okay, this is the filter I have. To make it a bit more visible, let me place it over here, and let us move it a bit so that we can clearly see the filters. We'll move this graph also over here. Let me go. Now we'll go to the presentation mode. Now notice one thing over here, guys. When I remove the furniture and office supplies, I see the graph only for technology. You will see that this graph remains confined to its border. It's the Although we have decreased the number of categories whose data should be visible, but still is this graph is confined to its place, and even this graph is confined to its place. The extra space over here is coming out as empty, so it is looking quite odd. When I select two categories, you will see that the space used by this has increased a bit, and it also remains in its allocated area only. So let me add borders to these so that you will understand it better. I am adding a border to year-wise cumulative sales, orange colored border, and to compute, I am using again a border, a blue colored border supposedly. Okay, you guys can see I have borders confined to these figures. Now I'm doing it all. You'll see one thing. These graphs, when I'm increasing the values over here, a scroll bar is appearing, but this graph is not increasing its size automatically. It's confined to its location. Similarly over here, when I'm decreasing or increasing the number of categories data available, this graph also is confined to its allotted area only. It's not covering the entire screen. So what happens right now, since like if I have multiple graphs on my on my dashboard, then and if I would like to if I'm okay with having these scroll bars for the viewer to use, then it's okay. But if you want that based on the category selections you make, your graphs should auto adjust themselves to cover the entire view of the dashboard. So for that, we'll be using vertical object. Right now, since we have not used vertical object, so whatever data is increasing based on our selection, that data will be visible, and with the graph will not extend its available space. It will not go out of its blue colored border or orange colored border. And for showing extra data, it will add a scroll bar for you. But I don't want to don't want the user to see this scroll bar. I would like that the graphs based on my selection, they should auto adjust themselves as per the available space. If the space like if this graph the data available becomes more, the visible data becomes more, then it should automatically increase its size, and this should decrease in size. And if the data available on this table becomes less based on the category selected, then this graph should increase its height. So for that, I'll be using vertical objects. So let me escape out from here. Let me remove this one. Now first of all, we'll go to the dashboard. I'll do tiled. Okay, I'll place this vertical object over here. Now what I'll do, I'll get my year wise cumulative over here. Right now it has taken the entire screen. Now what I'll do, I'll get my compute using over here, place it at the bottom, so they have both adjusted based on the available space. Now what I would like to do, first of all I would like to place this, sorry, first of all I would actually like to remove this. I would be willing to make it floating. Okay, I would be willing to place it somewhere. Or it's better that we remove this from the dashboard. I don't think so it's even required. But I think before that, I would like to add a filter over here. This space should be for the filter. So I'll select this over here, this graph. I'll go to the drop down. I'll go to filters. I'll say add category filter. Category filter is available to me. I would like to remove this. So I'm or okay, I can keep this thing, not an issue. Now I have added the vertical object over here, and I have also added my two graphs over here. Let me take it to the presentation mode. Now when I see the values only corresponding to the sales of technology, you will see that over here for technologies, the size for the compute using graph has reduced because it has got only one category to show the data. And since the size of this graph has reduced, this year cumulative sales graph has taken the entire extra space which was available to it. Now when I would like to see the sales corresponding to two categories, subcategory products, then over here the size of this table has increased, and correspondingly the this graph has auto adjusted itself. Similarly, when I'm seeing all the three ones, you will see that this graph has automatically adjusted the size. It has got reduced, and it has given it a full space. So this is taking more space, and this is taking less space. So in this way, dynamically the graphs will auto adjust themselves to the entire view of the dashboard based on the filters selected. So this was possible using a vertical object available in the dashboard. So I can do this using any one of these. Either I can use a horizontal dashboard, or I can either I can use a horizontal object or a vertical object to perform tasks like this. Next we'll see extension. So extension object, basically we use very less. This is a new feature added in Tableau's Tableau 10 version, and basically there are some set of extensions developed by some third parties and Tableau also. So if you want to add those extensions in your dashboards, you can definitely do that. For that, just double click over here on the extensions, and you will be able to see pop-up screen which will open. This is the choose an extension pop-up screen. So if you want to, if you have your own extension available, you can select that. So that extension would be available on your dashboard. And if you would like to check the extensions available from the gallery, you can go to the extension gallery, and you will see some many extension galleries available to you. So you can definitely use them on your dashboard. but I would suggest it's better not to use extensions on your dashboard because these extensions are third-party tools. So, God forbid, if the data you are using is confidential for your company and you are using a third-party application, some things may happen which are not correct for your client's data confidentiality. So, I would suggest not to use extensions in their dashboards, but it is still a available feature. You can anyways try and test it out. So I have extension available. I had gone to the extension gallery and I had seen a few extensions available. I'll show the extensions. We'll go to the extension gallery. Okay. I'll click on the extension gallery, and in my web browser, I'll get an option of various extension galleries created by multiple companies. So I can view any of them. So I'll show them to you. Just give me a minute. It's opening for me.